What's going on, y'all? This is a first for me. I should probably turn the camera angle sideways when I'm talking. That's probably gonna be better. This is a first for me. I'm doing a series on coconut allergy. They say that 1% of the world's population is allergic to coconut. I believe that statement not to be true. I am one of the few, I guess one of the 1%. I feel blessed to be in the 1%. At the same time, I feel horrible because coconut is in so much stuff. This is a video that I came across one day while I was recovering from my knee surgery. And so I just wanted to share it with y'all and see what y'all think as well. And I'm gonna do a reaction video. This is my first time ever doing a reaction video. So here we go.
In 2021, Americans spent over $2 billion on houseplants. But half of those plants die before they even make it home.
Hosta Farm here in Miami produces 1.6 million plants every week. The company supplies giant retailers like Home Depot, Walmart, IKEA, and Whole Foods. This is Mike. He's the production manager.
We're here at our soil processing plant. This is the beginning of the growing cycle.
Mike makes a living keeping plants healthy.
That's the main goal, to keep it alive.
But at this scale, that's not always easy. Hosta has to maintain the perfect ratio of light, water, temperature, and food.
We can only deal with the natural factors.
Every grower will lose some plants along the way. That's what the industry calls shrinkage. But Hosta has taken steps to minimize it. It all starts with this potting mix. Hosta uses coconut coir, which comes from the fibrous middle part of the fruit.
They just said they use coconut coir. That is one thing that I'm finding that a lot of things in my life are being grown or used to grow things. I'm having a hard time with this, but I'm just gonna share. So I've come into contact with coconut through foods, through skin contact. I'm gonna have to be specific about how coconut affects me, but I just wanna say this fruit or nut or whatever it is, it wreaks havoc in my life. So the fact that so many people find it so helpful and put it in so many different things without letting people know that it's there, like I still feel it. I breathe it in when I walk into stores. It still bothers me. Let's keep moving.
This is a more sustainable alternative than peat moss, which releases carbon dioxide when harvested and takes a long time to grow back.
We're just talking about millimeters or fractions of millimeters of growth a year.
After the coconut coir arrives at Hosta, these machines rehydrate it. It's then ground and mixed with wood fibers. This machine drops the soil mixture and fertilizer into pots. Workers gently flatten the soil by hand to get an even spread. Hosta says this recipe gives plants the best chance of survival until they reach store shelves. Next, the pots head over to the production area to get their young plants. These are cuttings, taken from the stems of more mature plants. These workers place the cuttings into pots. They're fragile, so they have to move fast.
La idea es que la planta no sufra estrés. Mientras más rápido sea el proceso, es mejor. Tenemos menos pérdida en el campo.
During this process, growers nationally lose an average of 20% of their plants, although Hosta says it loses half that.
That's only 1 in 5.
Another reason plants die? Disease and pests. The biggest concern are spider mites and mealybugs.
They're sucking the juices out of it. The leaf is not able to get the proper nutrition.
Workers inspect every plant. If they spot any spider mites, they fire up this fancy gun, which is actually a repurposed leaf blower. The dust that comes out is full of bigger predatory mites.
Lo que vamos a hacer ahora es soltar estos depredadores, que son un insecto beneficioso para nuestras plantas.
Predatory mites don't hurt the plants or people, but instead feed on the dangerous spider mites. They're also a safer alternative to pesticides.
Hey, I'm sure it's something safer than
Afterwards,
coconut.
this giant sprinkler moves through to water them.
This plant now will spend its life cycle growing here.
Hosta then hardens off some of its plants to avoid any more shrinkage. That means towards the end of the growth cycle, growers starve the plants of humidity, light, and water. The goal? To mimic conditions indoors.
And then that plant will toughen up and we'll feel like we have more of a green thumb because we'll have been able to care for that plant better.
The plants then get one more inspection.
So that's interesting to me. They basically, while they're bringing this plant up and they know they're losing 1 in 20 plants, they are already planning to lose 1 in 20. And what they do before they let the plants go out the door is they stress them. That's the same thing I do with my logo. So it seems like stress is a good thing because that stress makes it ready to go into the most stressful environment it's ever going to be in, which is your home. That is crazy, but it's true. All right, let's get back to the video. Hey, stress is a good thing, I guess. Can't believe they stressed.
One worker places plants on the belt, another inspects the quality, removing any dead leaves. If they notice any wilting, the plants will be removed, and Hosta will try and revive them. But on average, another 10% of plants perish during production in the US. Hosta trucks its plants to retailers all over North America. Some are sold online.
I cut it off immediately. Just cut it off.
But the shrinkage continues in the store. It's estimated about 10% of plants don't make it out.
The big box stores, they don't tend to have horticulturists on staff. They just have people that may or may not water things.
I don't know about you, but I've gone to many big box stores and those plants are in sad condition.
Think wilted or yellowing leaves or rotted roots.
Go and we look at the tomatoes and the bananas and everything. We look for bruises. Is it really ripe enough? And so we need to look at plants even more that way.
But the biggest plant murderers are consumers.
That's right.
You haven't grown a plant unless you killed it 3 times.
One survey found new gardeners kill 70% of their plants. Even experienced ones kill about 1/3 of what they grow.
I kill a lot.
That's where we make our money, but hey, let's not say that, right? So folks, when they get plants, they tend to love them so much, they may over care for them and they may not be so successful.
So out of 10 houseplants, only 3 will survive a significant amount of time in a customer's home.
One thing, I stopped caring so much about how much I care for a plant now. Now I just throw different plants and different seeds in different areas, and wherever they take and whatever takes is what I tend to. It's basically, if I see a flower doing good, if I was to see one out here growing right now, I would cut it because that means I could come back here tomorrow and probably see 2. And that's all I do. I just take different plants and put them in different places and see where they grow. And then once I find one that's doing well in an area, I just maintain it in that area and try and keep it. Well, I don't try and keep anything. Every time I go over to that area to view, I do any maintenance that might be needed on that plant. If that's an area that I like viewing on a regular basis, I just keep putting things there and look for what takes, and then I just keep maintaining it. That's it. I don't fight with nature.
When everyone was stuck inside during the pandemic, more people turned to plants for their health benefits. And there's actually science to back that up. Researchers found that having plants in hospitals can speed up recovery time for patients, reduce their anxiety levels, and elevate their moods.
The presence of plants does things like decrease blood pressure, decrease heart rate, increase endorphins, all the things that make you feel better.
Plus, they're pretty. Exotic plants went viral on social media. Today on TikTok, there are over 4 billion views on videos with the hashtag #PlantTikTok. Social media influencers like Summer have made a living off sharing their collections and plant care tips.
You can make something look really good with photography and with lighting, and people all of a sudden may feel the need to have that plant.
And it's driving sales at just unprecedented levels.
And that's driven up prices.
We saw some people reselling the plants on social media for like $1,500 each.
The demand has put a squeeze on producers like Hosta.
How has Hosta Farms kept up with it?
We haven't.
See, they can't even
We have
keep with the
also
demand.
grown our portfolio to include different varieties of plants.
But starting a new line of plants, like this Aglonema, could take up to 8 years. And trends change fast.
I hope this trend changes off of it being about coconut.
Pest control and quality checks. Growers like Hosta are working to minimize shrinkage. Hosta says its shrinkage is half the national average. But as consumers buy more, there's a lot of waste. From the lost plants to the growing number of plastic pots, peat, water, and space across the supply chain.
You wouldn't typically think that houseplants is an extractive industry, but in many cases it actually is an extractive industry.
But there are ways consumers and producers can be more green. Consumers can get clippings from friends and learn how to take care of the plants they've already purchased.
It's true.
We
That's why
understand
I
how
share a
our
lot of
pets
my
function.
plants.
We have to do the same with the plants. We have to figure out what exactly it is that they need. So we learn not to overwater plants. Most of the time you don't need a lot of fertilizer.
Linda would like to see all growers swap peat moss for renewable potting mixtures, like the coconut core Costa uses.
We can always compost the plants and recycle the pots.
But if consumers are having a hard time keeping plants alive, they should ask one simple question.
Do you really need that plant?
I agree. Hey, so that was the end of that video. Hey, that is a good question. If you have a hard time caring for plants, do you really need that plant? Same thing. If you have a hard time caring for a pet, do you really need that pet? If you have a hard time caring for something, basically, if you have a hard time caring for anything, it's probably saying you don't have time for that thing in your life. The hard time caring for it means that, I don't know, I'm just saying priorities. I'm not trying to go into all that. I don't know how this whole thing is going to turn out. As a person with a coconut allergy, this is like devastating to me because when I breathe in coconut, it affects me. When it touches my skin, it affects me. When I consume it, it affects me. And I never know what is causing it because coconut is in so many different things. And to now know that coconut is in one of my favorite stores, Home Depot.
I ain't got no time. 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 Boy ain't looking at the clock. Stepped up in the game like rock. Ball boy with the hook, can't stop. Like the dread on my head, stay locked. Look, always no island. Stay fly, no pilot. All beef, no diet. Real G, stay silent. I'm all for the mission to pray for the tension because the best of us come with complacency issues. And then the chosen and high cause replacing on picking the tissues. They're thinking and crying and laughing and ain't for the issue. I've been up like all night working on the craft.
It affects me. It makes me think about where I have to ask questions differently. I'm gonna go more into that through this journey. I want the world to understand that coconut is affecting people more than they think. And I think that it's more than just 1% of the world. We just can't get tested. Every part of my body has a surface, whether it's inside surface or outside surface. There has to be something that can be done about this because I'm eating all kinds of food and I can't do anything about it. I'm going to restaurants and I don't know if this coconut allergy is destroying my eating. I can't enjoy food. I can't enjoy a lot of things. I can't enjoy going a lot of places. This is one reason why I'm trying to train my logo to do scent training, because I have to be notified about coconut before I come in contact with it. And clearly it's everywhere. So you can see how this video is about to come to be. I'm saying I'm trying to keep coconut as far away from me as possible. Hey, much respect, much love. I hope this video came out good. I'm gonna try and keep it short. Right now it says we're at 15 minutes. I'm gonna end it right here. I'm going to turn it back like this. No, we'll end it back like this. Hey, y'all, much respect, much love. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this video came out good. Much respect, and I'm out. Good girl. Hey, we just did 3 in a row. So I say there we go. We just did that to put on the show. I think we did that. Oh, she got a little left. We'll do one more. We'll finish the whole pill. Free. This will be the last one, hopefully. Sit. Good girl. Down. Rise. Sit. Go find pill. Find it. Find it. She working. She working. Find it. Good girl. Yes. Up. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Out. You did good. You did good. We're going to give her the rest of it. There it is right there. She earned all her food. And we just kept working in this manner until she got all her food. You did good. Free. Much respect, much love. Y'all just witnessed it. That's how we working on the scent training. And this is her pill. And basically all I do is I put her omega-3 pills in there. And they've been breaking down inside of here. And it's been getting on her food. And the inside of this container will always smell like dog food and omega-3. So that's what we do. Hey, Logo, go get your bone. Bring it. Go get your bone. Good girl. Bring it up. Good girl. Sit. Turn. Sit. Yeah, much respect. And we out.